from the lives of our saints. Tomorrow our church celebrates the feast day of Saint Alexander, Patriarch of Constantinople. The following are some details on his life and works. Many great figures of Christianity came to be identified with the classic confrontation with heresy, which brought about the historic ecumenical synod of Nicaea in 325 AD, but only one man was selected to be the personal representative of the Christian emperor Constantine the Great, and this man was Father Alexander of the Patriarch of Constantinople, a highly respected spokesman for the Church of Christ, whose voice against heresy still echoes in the chambers of Christendom. The concept of the Holy Trinity, the cornerstone of the Christian faith, holds that Jesus Christ is part of the eternal existence of God in the infinity of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, for which there is no beginning and no end, and in which Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega of life. When the doctrine of Arianism, so called for its sponsor Arius, an aging Alexandrian priest, was introduced, it found acceptance with an alarming number of good Christians. He was ready to fall prey to the Arian teaching that Christ was a creation of God, and that, therefore, there was a time when he did not exist. It was the task of Alexander and other members of the council to make clear to the finite minds of all Christians that Arianism undermined the pure and basic concept on which the Christian faith is founded, and an acceptance of any modification of the Trinity would so tarnish the golden truth of Jesus Christ as to lead to the eventual elimination of Christianity. Father Alexander's early life remains obscure, except that it is noted that he was a scholar and thinker, and that he never strayed from the honourable path that led him straight to the Patriarchate itself. In this hallowed hall of orthodoxy, he distinguished himself with such patient dedication and genuine reverence that he became known as the alter ego of the Patriarch Metrophanes, by whom he was singled out to be brought to the attention of the emperor as a qualified spokesman for Christianity, through the high office of the Patriarch and thereby the spokesman for Christ. At the Synod of Nicaea, Father Alexander earned the respect of that great body of prelates assembled to determine the fate of the Christian Church. He was also privileged to have the company of such great men as Saint Athanasius, who was, according to the historian Edward Gibbon, better qualified to rule the Byzantine emperor than any of the sons of Constantine himself. It can be added that Alexander proved himself at Nicaea to be eminently qualified to lead not only in the battle against Arianism, but in the fight against all the forces of evil that menaced Christianity. It was the eloquence of Alexander, among others, that stemmed the rising tide of Arianism at Nicaea and led to its ultimate elimination. The Patriarch Metrophanes had a dream in which it was made clear to him that he would soon die and enter the kingdom of heaven, and forthwith named Father Alexander to be his successor. When the dream of Metrophanes became a reality as foreordained, Father Alexander became Patriarch Alexander. As the spiritual leader of the millions of Orthodox Christians, he proved himself a worthy vicar of Christ. Alexander served as Patriarch for 30 years and died happy in the knowledge that Arianism would never again menace the sacred Orthodox dogma.